All right, we're in Genesis, chapter 18, verse 23. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? He says, it's a whole city, right? If there's 50 people living the right way, you think maybe you can spare it? What does the Lord say? All right. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? He's talking to Jesus here. This is before he was born. This is the Lord. How is that possible? And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. In other words, he's scared. Hey, I ain't nothing, but I gotta ask you something. Peradventure, there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, If I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him, O let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. He's talking about Sodom. We all know the story about Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities of the plain. God said he would not destroy it if there was 10 righteous people found in there. You know who was... Well, all right, let me read the next chapter. And you'll know why Abraham was pleading with God for this. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, end of the day. And Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. Let me read that with a little more emphasis on that. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Here's another righteous man recognizing the angels. There's 2 of them. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet. Remember the feet? And ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did make unleavened bread, and they did eat. Now they just ate with Abraham a little while ago. I guess maybe that was a late lunch. Here's the end of the day, and he's giving them the evening meal. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. Now we're talking about maybe there being 10 righteous people in there and God isn't going to destroy this town. There wasn't 10. Everybody in Sodom was evil, except Lot, his wife, and his 2 daughters. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, this is the people outside, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Now Sodom, you know what sodomy is, don't you? This is a sex village, all right? Perverse things going on in Sodom. Not only with people, but with animals. Pure evil. That's the cry that went up to God. The evil. And God heard it. And he's going to destroy them. I got to pause this thing for a few minutes. I got to take a little break here. Let me see. The people in the city, they wanted Lot to send the 2 men out so they could rape them. Now that's putting it gentle and mild here. They wanted to do to them every possible thing that was bad. That's about all we need to say on that. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. We're talking about Lot. We're in Genesis. My gosh, I'm in chapter 19 now. All right. Now the people of Sodom want Lot to send the 2 angels out so they can rape him. That ain't going to happen. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. He's willing to give his 2 virgin daughters to save these angels. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. Now, The town of Sodom already was before Lot moved there. All right? And they're saying, who the heck is this guy to tell us what to do? Huh? So they want to rush right by him and take these guys by force. And they said they were going to do worse to Lot than what they're going to do to these guys. Nope. Those two ministering spirits that can help you are much stronger than everybody in that city. But the men put forth their hand, this is the angels, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, made it so they couldn't see, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. He had more daughters than the two virgins. He had some married ones. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy two daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Let's see, 15:2. And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his two daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth and set him without the city. There was not 10 righteous people in this city, just 4. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shown unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold now, this city is near to flee unto thee, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live. In other words, he's asking him if he can go into a little town that he knew. And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou become thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar. It was morning. Now, I'm not going to read any more there. I got to do a quick Marco Rubio here. I talked about the circle of protection around the town, the state, city, a house, or even one individual. Now, Lot lived in this city, the city of Sodom, and he was the only righteous guy there. His wife was doing okay, and so were at least the smallest of his daughters, the two that were still virgins. Everybody else in this city was evil. What kept the evil from Lot and his family? That's the circle of protection that I've been talking about. There are two circles, an inner and an outer. The inner circle faces towards whatever they're protecting. The outer circle faces outward, keeps everything out there. Now, it can be as close as your front door, but they can't get to you. You understand that? That's proof of the verse that God says, they are all ministering spirits on our behalf. You want to stay inside that hedge of protection. How do you do that? Right way of living. It's not an easy thing to do. Matter of fact, there are some days when it's pretty doggone tough. But it is doable. You have to be aware of the fact that they are present around you, and you have to live your life accordingly, because they see. If you're living a life of sin, this is tough for me to say this, because I consider myself among the sinnest of sinners. I ain't no good. The only good part of me is where the Lord resides in me. All the rest of it's my flesh. If you read about Paul, you'll find out what I'm talking about. The stuff that he's supposed to do, he doesn't do that. The stuff that he's not supposed to do, that's what he does. And he says, it ain't me, it's my flesh. That's the part that he can't control. Also, the tongue. There's a verse in Scripture said, you can't tame your tongue. Not for the individual who is not born again by the renewing of the mind. It's difficult to tame your tongue, what you're saying. My point is, the hedge that I've been talking about for several months now is real. Realize it in your life. Pay attention to it. These are ministering spirits on your behalf. Do you know who I'm talking to? That's how come I care. All right, I gotta knock this off. I got a little cat scratching at the bedroom door here. My wife's little black cat. My wife died a little while ago, but the cat climbs all over me. Matter of fact, I had to stop a couple times because she wanted to come in. I let her in, and she just lays right down on top of my Bible so I can pet her and kiss her all over her head. Anyway, I feel good. God gave me another day to do this. I feel good about that. I'll be seeing you in a little while. Here I go.